conversation to where this is literally the future of right how we engage, how we interact. And this is, as we share with you guys, this is the new wave of, social media, that we've been utilizing this old technology 2D flat screen for quite some time. And today we're going to have a great conversation on robotics. And I know some of you might not have seen the Elon Musk came out with, the robots that we've been telling you guys about for the last 2 years, that these cars are just the beginning, that Elon is working on these robots. And so when people say, oh, I'm not sure about AI, if it's going to replace you, it's not the jobs, it's not AI that's going to replace you. It's, it's you. I'm here to let you know we're all in a world of trouble, right? Is that this AI is definitely here to stay, and it's getting more sophisticated because we've always had the machinery, right, to make and build and create and use the different metals and things of that sort. We just didn't have the brain. And now with AI becoming more and more mainstream, it is here, my friends, to where you can be able to implement, AI into this robotics. And we like to talk about this conversation and really showcase these things to you. This might not be, the conversation of drama and all the things that is going on, but it is definitely something that we encourage you guys to pay attention to as we move forward and implementing this new technology. And that's why I have my amazing other half, Tara, to join me on this conversation. If you guys don't know, we are on TikTok Live. We are on Facebook Live. We are on LinkedIn Audio and Live. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Spaces, aka Twitter, and we're on Instagram Live as well. So you never know where we might show up live at, but we are definitely in your living room, in your house, somewhere where we encourage you guys to tune in and listen. So, Love, what you got to talk about today's topic? What you got?
Well, I would just say at the end of the day, guys, it's so great to be here with you guys, having this conversation. But more importantly, as I was kind of sharing in the pre-live before we got this party rock and rolling, we're already living in the future. The future is here. We're already there. But in addition, we're already living with robots. We're already living with AI. We're already living with these features and these technology advancements. And I know that as I was sharing in the pre-live, sometimes this sparks different conversations with people like, is it safe, or is it going to overtake everything, or is it going to be, controlling? These are very valid questions is what I would share. And the biggest thing that I can say to people is that we're already living with the future. The futuristic things are already here. AI is already here, where it's already built in. Guys, it's been built into our cars forever. It's called GPS. It's been built into our cell phones forever. It's been built into all of these apparatuses for a very long time. We just, have gotten so used to going about our day, and it hasn't posed a threat towards us. So we don't get all up in arms about, oh my God, we can't have that, because the predictive programming that has been given to us is that it's going to take over and destroy us. And that is all a part of the bigger conversation of, the fear factor that is implemented behind technology, and is why so many people are fearful of making the pivot into technology. But yet, it's great when you open up your phone that's a little mini computer and you can do everything from your phone when you're in, running errands in town, and you don't have to go, oh, wait till I get back to my laptop so I can do that, or my computer so I can do that. It's all of these convenience factors, right? And that's the biggest thing that I think a lot of people don't fully really, what is the word I'm looking for? It's why I'm struggling with words, is where they don't stop and say, you know what, just because there is a possible con to the side of this, what's the pros? Being open-minded to the pros. And as we've shared before, the 4 most expensive things that you can own is a closed mind, a closed mouth, a closed heart, and a closed hand. And what does that mean? A closed mind, you're not going to be open to ideas that could be multi-million, billion-dollar ideas for your business or your just you personally. and you're not being open to hearing the information and thinking about it. Number two is, and that's because so many people have scammed so many people. So we're like, nope, don't want to know any information because of this might be, you trying to get something over on me. And it's just unfortunate that we live in a community and society that has done that to where a lot of people are snake bit. They don't want to fall for that because they have, or it's just, man, money's tight these days because of where we are with the economy. So, I can't be helping you out, or I can't, if you're whatever is going down the pipeline when people are bringing opportunities to us that we are supposed to keep an open mind to listen to. All right, the closed heart. That just means that, that heart chakra, the most valuable vibration you have is a vibration of love. It is what most people have to understand. That's where we all should be vibrating, but we don't. And so keeping an open heart, vibrating in a high vibration of love and kindness and joy is going to really allow you to not only have that law of attraction mechanism that shows up for you to where you're attracting what you're wanting, but also being open to receiving it when it arrives. Closed mouth is the fact that you won't open up and talk about your business, your brand, or what you do on the side, or even what you do professionally. You also won't ask for help. So it's really important to have an open mouth to ask questions, ask for help, ask others what their thoughts and their ideas are. Maybe propose an idea. Boy, I cannot get proposed out of my mouth. An idea, and allow people to give you feedback on, their thoughts on it. And then last but not least is a closed hand. That just means that your hand is not open to accept or receive help or to help others if they need help, and opening it up to meet others. So, shaking hands to meet other people and introduce yourself and what you do professionally within your business, your brand, or your professional career. So that's what I would add to that, Mr. Jones, is we got to make sure everything stays open and have an open mind as these future, technologies come down the pipeline. And yes, we've seen AI show up to the battlefield, as they say, to, our presence, and with a bang, like gangbusters for the past 2 years. It's just been wide open to where, people are like, wow, AI is transformative. It's been around for 20 plus years. We just have not been in tune with being aware of what is going on. And that's the biggest thing, guys, I will tell you, is our awareness to what the tools we're using on a daily basis, for lack of better words, kind of stinks. We need to be better about being aware of our presence, of who we are, and where our surroundings, so we can identify that we are immersed into a full-on technical, transformation that's happening behind the scenes through AI, through VR, which is Metaverse, AR, which is, also a Metaverse reality. It's just
augmented reality.
Exactly. It's just how they present it. So it's a little different in the presentation. We have fintech. For those that don't know, fintech is financial technology. That is going to be, the bread and butter. And then you have robotics that's now coming down the pipeline. So it's all these smart features that we've talked about, and it's really useful tools if we're willing to embrace it and utilize it. So that's what I would share with that whole factor. And the biggest thing is, guys, there is a pro and con to everything in life, but we are not, how do I say this? The train has left the station and the future is already here, which means at the end of the day, you're going to have to get on board or you will get left behind. And I hate to say that because I know a lot of people, look, guys, I'm from a very small town. I was raised in a town that is like 800 people. And a lot of times I'm here now. And when I share with people what we do as a business, it's kind of, I get this like blank look on people's faces because they don't understand. They don't get it. It's not like I pull up and be like, yeah, I own a business and I mow lawn. No, we own a Web3 agency. And they're like, what's that? And you share with them, well, do you know what Metaverse? Do you know what AI is? Do you know what robotics are? Fintech? Some of them, yes, some of them, no. And what happens is they get into this kind of, well, oh, okay. And they just don't know because there's no relatability on their end because they're still doing everything with printing it out and, copying the piece of paper, writing on a piece of paper, filing the piece of paper, and carrying these physical folders and files everywhere instead of digitizing all of that and making it into a digital form to where you can have it anywhere you are in the world. And that's the beauty of being able to embrace technology as we move forward with in society. And it's here, it's happening, and you can shy away from it. I literally was just having this conversation with a gentleman who is in his 70s, and he was sharing to me. He's like, because I was sharing about what our business does, and he goes, "Oh no." Now I grew up with this guy's kids, so I've known him for a long time. He's like, "Oh no, I don't even use a computer. I just play solitaire on the computer. That's all I use the computer for." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, there you go. That's something you can do." And he basically said at the end of the day is because he feels that everything and anything related to a computer, someone's trying to scam him. And guys,
I literally had shared that with your mom
you're back.
I literally shared that with your mom,
Yes.
the other day. I said, remember, Mama, when she was like, "Oh, we gotta go and order this, we gotta order that," because we're talking about Amazon.
Yes.
And I was like, "Mama, remember, there would be a day that you would have never put your credit card number on the actual computer. You would have never given anybody that, and you would have only went to the store." And she looked at me and she laughed.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Oh, you're right. I would have never did any of that stuff." And it's just the transition and the change and the ease of how it is. And I'll even share this, right? When we talk about technology, those of you that know us at Hello LLC, Tara and I talk about, me not being the most technical person whatsoever. And it's more so of a mental barrier. And it's this habit and this condition that we run into. Tara today earlier was out and about in town, and she asked me, "Hey, baby, can you recharge my minutes on my phone, because we're in Mexico and we have this different SIM card that we have to upload our minutes to." And look, guys,
hey, as you go, minutes.
And you guys should have saw my internal dialogue going off. Like, "Oh my God, this isn't me. This isn't what I do. I don't know anything about this. This isn't me." And just this whole conversation inside my head start going off. And I was like, "Hold on, time out. We're not going to do this. We're not going to set ourselves up for failure." And I think a lot of the times that's what happens, is that we set ourselves up for failure and telling ourselves we can't do something before we even try, before we even attempt or even read, bear alone, just understand what's going on with our internal clock. And so it was just crazy how that all, transpired. And then I just calm down, Linda. And I said, "Hold on, let's follow the steps. Press this button, press that button,
calm down,
this,
Linda.
do that, do this," and boom, I got it done. Now my ass can't get back into my account because I logged into yours.
I know how
right?
to get you in there.
But she'll get me back. But it was a simple fact of not doing it, or sending her a text message back and saying, "Nope, this isn't for me." And that's what happens so often.
Yeah.
So many of the times, that's what happens in our lives, is that we just stop and we give up and we don't do it.
Well, are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you just stopped. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's where, first of all, proud of you, because you would have totally just been like, "I'm out," like not going to do that for you. And so, at the end of the day, yeah. So I appreciate that share.
Yeah.
But we want to welcome on everybody in. It's so good to see you, Miss Leah, Chef Andy.
Two of our Biz in a Box clients and family members. And community.
I know. I was just looking at, Leah just sent me the dictionary of usable. Thank you, Miss Leah. I greatly appreciate you sending that to me.
Is it a word?
Well, yes. Basically, she was going out there to show me that,
it is a
word. I'm not just pulling words out of out of thin air, making things up. But so thank you, Miss Leah. I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, it's so good to be with you. We got several people with us on our X account. Twitch account, LinkedIn, visual, what else? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We got a few people over there watching us, so we greatly appreciate you guys. Drop in the comments if you have any questions or comments about this conversation. But this conversation, as you guys can see, it's forward. It's forward looking is the word that I'm looking for, right? And a lot of times we're so busy in our everyday lives about what's happening now that we're not able to stop and look about how we get ahead and into the future. And I say into the future, meaning down okay, I'm in a business and then next year I'm going to need these things. So future casting, forecasting, future planning, boy, spit those words out, Tara. And being able to identify that really, most of us are in survival mode of just trying to get through today, that we can't even think about tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. It's like take one step at a time, go through what we have here in front of us, and then we'll get to where we're going. And we understand that because we've been in that road, that boat as well for a long time. And it just takes, being aware of what's going on. And I want to be very honest here. It's about what your priorities are. Now, I'm not saying anybody's misutilizing their priorities, but it is about when you do have that free second, those free moments, what are you doing at that time? Are you putting information back into yourself that will be beneficial for your business or your brand or even your professional career? Are you pouring back into yourself? Are you teaching yourself? Are you educating yourself? Are you coming around conversations like this where we do talk about it? This is what sets people apart. And a lot of times it's very lonely when you are in the front of the class and you are wanting to learn these things and do these things, and the rest of the class is in the back goofing off and not paying attention to the teacher while you're 6 months down the road trying to ask a trigonomics question, and they're in the middle of,
or not even that, just the next, just the chapter
algebra
of homework of what was going on, right? Because
Exactly.
these are things that are happening right now.
Yep.
We're not talking about time travel. We're not talking about quantum leap. We're not talking about none of that stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about things that are impacting people right now, as you just shared at the airport, as we've been talking about with Alexa, Siri, right, with our robotics. And even now, we shared with you guys a little bit over a year ago that McDonald's was implementing its own robotic restaurant that we shared with you guys, and people are like, nuh-uh, and it's in Dallas, and they're rolling that out. They're telling us exactly what they're about to do. And if you're not ahead of the curve, just like with our holiday masterclass that you guys definitely need to get your ticket for and join us on November 2nd, join us on November 9th. You can join both of those sessions on Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you can't make it on the 2nd, come to the 9th. Join us either way. Bring your friends. You buckle up and get your holiday sales in order. Well, we're going to be talking about how to craft these actual holiday sales from Cyber Monday, Black Friday, your Christmas sales, Hanukkah sales, any type of, sales that we're going to have in this next 2 months. This is a great time for you all to be implementing. And not only that, being able to not just make sales, but give brand recognition to your business.
Yes.
That's the most important thing that I want all of you to understand, is that right now, a lot of people have clocked out. Come Halloween, people are clocked out. And if you're not clocked out and you're showcasing your business, showcasing your brand, people get to learn about what you do, how you do it. This is a great time for you to separate yourself come January, come February, to get yourself on a front start, to people to understand what you do, just as Miss Leah has, just as Chef Andy did last year, where he did his amazing box sale with his pasta sauces. I'm pretty sure he's bringing that back. He's probably going to start showcasing that right now as you guys ramp up and start buying your Christmas and Thanksgiving gifts, especially for Chef Andy. This is a great time for the holidays. People are starting to put together their Thanksgiving, meals and things of that sort. And so that's what we want to invite you guys to come and join our Hello Plaza, our Hello Metaverse, right? And this will be in the Metaverse, and come to this event for you guys to join us.
Yeah. So I know you got some amazing tips and tricks and facts and all that you want to share with this amazing community. So, are we ready to jump into that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The impact that the robotics will have on the workforce is, as we shared with you guys earlier, right? Job displacements. Automation can lead to significant job losses in industries such as manufacturing, transportation, customer service. But however, it's going to create an abundance amount of jobs, as we shared with you guys about. It's not just doing these little things. We got Allie J in here driving our golf cart around in Metaverse right now. And so, we got skill shifts. And this is what we shared with you guys also, is that, this AI is not going to take your job. It's the people that are learning and retooling and restructuring how they're doing their business or how they're providing to the workforce. Because I did this in a post earlier. Let's be 100. A job's responsibility, your job responsibility, for example, is not to keep you hired. 100. They did not get into business for nonprofit. They got into business for profit. And if they can have something that's cheaper, faster, more reliable, no HR issues, no vacation days, works 24/7, no coffee, right? No pizza parties, no happy hours, no Amex credit cards given out or nothing of that sort, then I'm here to tell you they're going to do it. And they're already doing it, because if you guys remember, there was this thing called the pandemic that happened, and it gave these enterprises a huge eye opener for them to understand they have to implement this newer technology, or they're going to be in the world of trouble when it comes down to their bottom line. And unfortunately, this is where you, as an individual, have to be able to really, look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, now that I know, what am I going to do? Yeah. Am I going to continue to do what I'm doing now and let this bite me in the butt beforehand? As my mama and daddy used to say, hard head makes a soft ass, right? And some of y'all probably have kids that you say that to. You have to remember, the student, right, becomes the teacher, and the teacher goes back to being the student at the end of the day. And that's where we're at right now, where a lot of you knew all these things, the gadgets and gadgets and how business ran, this, that, and the other. But I'm here to share with you, the average age of the world is at 30 years old, and times are changing. And so that's why reskilling is so important, especially, when we talk about wage inequality. You're not going to have to pay a robot. A robot's not going to need 401k. Robot's not going to come to you and say, hey, I've been doing my job for 5 years, I need a raise. No, that's not going to happen at all. And so this is what's happening down the pipeline. And even when we talk about economic and social impacts, the increase on productivity. And I think so many times people are looking at this from a negative standpoint of, oh my God, these robots, this AI, it's going to take our jobs. Well, let's be honest. There ain't supposed to be no damn trash, man. There's not supposed to be people just doing these mundane jobs every single day. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? So you should be spending more time with your family, with your friends, doing the things that you should be doing. And this is where we've been sharing with y'all. And creation. And there's enough abundance out here for us all.
Yeah. And that's what you just said is exactly, spot on, is that, how many of us remember when we were growing up that it was like, I want to be a janitor or a trash guy when I grow up, the garbage man. Like, you would dress up as the professional services. I don't know how many people remember that when, like, you went to school and it's like, okay, dress up like who you want to be when you grow up. And people would show up as a doctor, an attorney, maybe a financial, accountant or advisor of some sort. Maybe they were a chef, like Chef Andy. Maybe they were showing up as the garbage man, and there's nothing wrong, again, with having a blue collar, white collar position, nothing at all. But what we are sharing is that we were really not made to be doing mundane tasks like David is sharing. We were created to where we're supposed to be spending time in a mode of creation, creating. So that could be, you could be creating art through food like Chef Andy does. You could be creating, beautiful outcomes like Leah does through financial advising and services and things like that, right? You could be doing, amazing transformations at events by the aesthetics that Miss Giggles provides through her amazing floral creation that she does, right? And so what I mean by that is you guys are all within that creative outlet. We are to be creating and helping others, and not so much of just showing up to a job to do a job to receive a paycheck. That is, we've lost our way as a society for many, many moons, hundreds of years now, because that is just, we have to have money to survive is what the survival thing is. That's why I was talking about earlier. We're all stuck in survival because we have pegged this thing called money to survival to, I have to put a roof over my head. I have to pay money to put that roof over my head. I got to eat. I got to go to the grocery store and pay money to get that. And you might be saying in the back of your head, like, this makes no sense, Tara, what you're talking about. And I'm talking on a higher level here where we are not creatures that were supposed to be, created just to go punch a clock and do the same repetitive task day in, day out. We were creatures that were created to be in creation, to create how, whatever it is that your craft is, to then be able to influence or impact those around us and create a bigger, better community by what our creation is giving to that community. You could love gardening. You could love, quilting. My mom, guys, she just got back from 30-day traveling the northern Europe, northeastern Europe, I should say. And she went to Germany and like Sweden, Switzerland, all of those things up there. And, through Lithuania and through that travel, the one thing she said was, I missed my quilting. Like I had a great time, but I missed my quilting. That's her creative outlet. We all have it. We all need to be plugged into it. And that's why they say, find a career you love. And what they're really saying, if you read between the lines, as that they say, is do something that you love to do on a daily basis and find the way to get paid for it. Because yes, we are in a society that we do have to have money. Okay, let's not live in fairyland la town that doesn't exist. We have to have money to provide for ourselves, for our baseline of living. I get it. But we have to kind of rehack the system and look at it and say, what do I love doing every day in, day out? And then if I got paid for it, would be even better. That's how we get in tune with what we're supposed to be doing in life. And so that is sometimes hard because we get into a society where I've got to just pay the bills. And so I will take this position, and you hate it. You hate, punching that clock every day. You hate showing up. You hate the people you work with. You're not creative. You're just, pushing something from point A to point B, and you're like, this drives me crazy, but I have to do it. And then you feel as if you are hostage to a position or something because you got to pay the bills. And so this is where we tell everybody, look, be intentional in your life. Think about what you like. And a lot of times, none of us are really tuned into what we love. Like David and I, we love technology. We love learning about it. We love seeing what the next thing that comes out it does. It doesn't scare us. We are pretty, we're 10 toes down and, diving in, ready to go. That's us. That's not everybody. We don't expect everybody to be that way. But find what you love and craft your magic around it. And with that, then you will see your monetary, tie your monetary payments to that. So you're getting paid through what you love to do. So enough of me harping on that, but it's just important for us to understand that we were not all born just to do a repetitive position that bores us to death. We were supposed to be in creation. And if we're getting paid for it, okay, great, wonderful, because that's the society and world we live in. Might not always be that way. Wasn't always that way, right? But we never know what life holds. But might as well make your experience here happy and full of joy by doing something you love and you wake up every day wanting to do it, versus waking up every day extremely grumpy and mad, and that you can't get to where you're going. So that's the beauty of it. But with that said, what's the next topic of the, as we jump into this and move this forward with the economic and social impacts, love, what is the next topic we have on our little agenda here?
Yeah. And so, once again, guys, we want to welcome you guys all in to the Hello LLC. It used to be called the Helpful How To Tuesdays. We changed it up a little bit. And so now it is Hacking the Future, AI and Metaverse Fintech and beyond. Today, we're having an amazing conversation on robotics and AI. Is it the future of jobs? Is it taking jobs? Is it a friend? Is it a foe? And so we're really just deep diving into this amazing conversation every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're having this amazing room. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. We're on X, aka Twitter. We're on LinkedIn audio and actual live video. And we're on Instagram and Chatter and Clubhouse. And so we want to welcome you guys all in. Make sure you understand we are live on all of these different platforms. So if you do come on stage, if you do join us, you are recorded, just a FYI, and definitely encourage you all to be, courteous and kind to whatever you have to share on this topic. Mi casa is su casa. Our house is your house. If you don't know anything about Spanish, Tara and I are digital nomads. We have the opportunity and blessed to travel the world. We've spent almost a year in Colombia, 2 years now in Mexico. We're visiting Tara's family here in Idaho. We'll be going back south. It's getting a little bit too cold here here in the next week or so. And so we definitely encourage you guys to tap in and learn more about the Hello LLC. It's not just a cute and adorable saying hello. It literally stands for helping entrepreneurs leverage leading Web3 optimizations, where we're a Web3 digital agency where we can pivot you from 2D to 3D. If you have one of those crusty, dusty websites, crusty, dusty link trees, or any other landing page, we highly encourage you to upgrade your systems, your foundation, and check out our Biz in a Box. We have an amazing guest joining us this Thursday for our Hello Pivot, Miss Leah Garcia, and she's going to be showcasing her amazing financial strategies with her brand new Biz in a Box, where she's going to be also, talking about, the financial strategies. And this goes right into what we continuously talk about, is that times are changing, things are changing. Are you changing? And even more importantly, are you being courageous and upgrading your business and saying to yourself, especially, as we get into Q4, hey, it's 2024. At the beginning of this year, I said that I wanted to do this. I said I wanted to do that. I said I was going to implement this. Have you done that? Have you put new systems in place for your business? Have you made it easier for your customers and your community to learn more about you? Understanding that, marketing is people understanding what you do. Branding is for you to continuously showcase and show up and be committed and be consistent. And what we find is that a lot of people don't do that. And a lot of people wonder why their business isn't going the way that they want it to. It's because you're not putting in the situations, or should I say, you're not putting in the programs and processes that you should be, especially to keep up with these businesses that are implementing AI, that are transitioning their business into the metaverse. And I'm here to tell y'all, we've been talking about it. It's making my blood boil when I hear other people talk about metaverse, and then people are like, "Oh yeah," and me and Tara are like, "Are you kidding me? We've been sitting here sharing with you guys about metaverse for almost 2 years now, a little bit over 2 years, going on 3."
Well, it kind of feels like you're either speaking Ebonics or you're speaking like what, like they just don't like. You're like, I just been, but you know what? To add to that, that's how we already understand, like, significant others. You and I are obviously, we listen to each other with different ears.
Yeah.
So we always sometimes are like, well, maybe what we're saying doesn't resonate. Maybe we're saying it. I don't know.
Yeah.
The future is here. How else do I say that?
I don't know what. And look, anybody that joins us in our Hello Pivot today, or should I say in our Hello Metaverse today, we're in our room right now. If you join us before, I'll give you till the end of today. You join us in our Hello Plaza in the Metaverse from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your iPad. We will give you access into our Hello Pivot, right, membership, that's, for 30 days, where you will literally be able to see all the amazing things that we have to offer and being able to tap into this new technology. So, is there anybody that wants to share or come on up? Miss Leah, I see you down there. Coach Chef Andy, I see you down there. Anybody that wants to come on up here, please feel free to raise your hand. Miss Sandra, if you want to come up here on Clubhouse, please feel free. Ask questions, ask away. Miss Leah, I see you. Come on up here. Talk to us. I don't know. On my phone, I can't see it, but on Tara's cell phone, on the laptop, I can. What you got for us, Miss Leah? Talk to us, ma'am.
Yeah, this is so good. I mean, I was so apprehensive about doing this whole biz in the box, but in just these few days that I've had it, it has really been a shift. I just in a few days, and I'm still not using it. Obviously, Mr. Jones, you corrected me. I'm still not using it to the optimum that I could. But if you're not upgrading your systems, you're definitely going to be left behind. And I'm still in the process of embracing it all. But what I'm really catching with what you're sharing with the robotics and not just the biz in the box, but just all the technology going forward. Tara, what you said really resonated. We were not put on this earth to be, to be doing these manual things. Like, we got to start using our creativity and our intellectual property, our ability to critically think. And when we can remove those other tasks and allow the robotics to take its place in whatever form or fashion, it gives us that space so that we can be in that creative space. And what more can we do? And how much more can we get paid? Because when we're doing repetitive labor, there's only so much that you can make from manual labor. There's a cap on that. But when we're in that creative space, that imagination, then we remove those caps and those limitations and this is the XYZ, this is the most that you can make in an hour. It allows and really embraces that entrepreneurship. And I think that's what we're moving towards, is really the way forward, I think, is more towards entrepreneurship and people really having their own businesses. So I love this. This is exciting conversation. Hand it back to you folks.
Absolutely, Miss Leah, and you're so spot on about that intellectual property of being able to take the knowledge we've learned and craft it into something that not only helps us but helps the community that we're a part of. Community could be immediate, the family, the friends. Could be a larger community like this city or this town that you live in, or it could be a state, or it could be the whole country, could be the world. But it's understanding that we've got to just well, you don't have to do anything. Let me just put this as I was told, when I was young, you don't have to do anything, but it would serve you best if you got on board and learned how to navigate these technical seas, these technology seas. And I see, I have, before Dave and I ever started this, before Dave and I were ever together as a couple, let alone started a business, I was always known to everybody in my community as the go-to tech person. My best friend would call me about an iPhone question, or then she would call me about a computer question, or then, my dad would call me about a computer question, or my mom would call me, or I was always that go-to person for the technology. I don't know why. I didn't go to school for technology. I didn't, I just grew up with it. I was savvy and I used it a lot. And so people would ask questions. I'm like, oh, well, this is what you do. Or, oh, we don't know, but this is how we look it up. Oh, this is how we do it. Okay. Follow these steps. Bam, done. So it's just, that's kind of, so I shared this because of a couple of reasons. A lot of us don't say we don't have a skill set that anybody would want or to need to know about, or we look at like, well, I've been a janitor all my life, and so nobody wants to know how to clean a floor or sweep a floor or mop a floor or something. We live in that world of, I don't have anything that somebody would be able to use. So first of all, that's the first one. Second of all, in that whole equation of things, when we actually apply ourselves, sometimes it's things that we're not even trained in. Again, I wasn't formally ever trained. I don't have a degree. My master's is not in technology. It's in business, period. That's it. Like, I don't have, an IT background. I have an IT background because it was, we have a problem with the system and we need to figure this out.
So you're talking trial and error?
Yeah. Google. I'm Google certified.
Yeah.
I'm a Google, I graduated from Google University, which was just going out and looking for these questions. And so what I'm trying to share with that is not everything that we show up to do in life is because we were formally trained in it, or we were certified. It doesn't take away anybody that was formally trained, but it just means that you don't have to just say that's the only knowledge you know. You might bake a mean apple pie. It might be the best apple pie in, 1,000 miles radius. And people just rave about it. Anytime you come to a get together, Miss Betty, you better be bringing that apple pie, because if not, man, we're going to revolt. Because again, it's kind of like the simple fact that I was getting ready, David was just sharing, we're getting ready to head out next week back to Mexico. And my brother sends me a text message last week with like, the only thing I want from you before you leave is some pumpkin rolls. Apparently, 25 years ago when I still lived back home, I was making pumpkin rolls and he fell in love with them. And now anytime I come up, it's like, make me some pumpkin rolls, sis. And so I'm known to him for making pumpkin rolls. Well, okay, I made it for other people. They think, oh yeah, it's good, but it's not like, they're not.
No, it's good. She's bullshitting.
Okay,
it's good.
Well, there you go. My point being about it, guys, is the simple fact that all of those things come to us because we just get curious in our life and we, do the things that we love. And so at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing that we get to create. But with that said, Mr. Jones, what did you want to add on to that conversation?
Yeah. So, as we continue to talk about, robotics and things of that sort, right? I want you all to understand is that the innovation of robotics can drive the development of new products and services to where, we can only think to some certain level, but just imagine now being able to, have these robotics that's connected to AI and have, all this information. Or ethical concerns is something that people talk about. Oh my God, the AIs, the robots, they're going to take over the world. Well, look, if you've seen the movie Terminator, you've seen all these movies that have kind of, bamboozled us or put us in the scare factor or fear us into that. Yes, that is a possibility. Possibly that could happen, but we make the robots, and this isn't like iRobot at that particular time. And it really it does bring those questions, and I'm not the one here to answer them, but I am here to share with you that positive people think of solutions, broke people think of problems, and so you got to determine and ask yourself, which one of the totem pole are you on? And as another reminder, when when they first discovered fire, I would say the northern what was that you guys were watching the other day?
Neanderthals.
The Neanderthals that Tara and her mom decided to put on about 8-9 o'clock at night, and they both fell asleep to it. And my ass is sitting there while I was working, trying to work, but I'm listening to Neanderthals, and now I'm all engaged, and they're over there snoring and passed out. Well, I'm learning about all the stuff that, they don't even much know, but they're just making conclusions and guessing about But this was a prime example that when all these new developments came up, I'm pretty sure people said, oh no, I'm not sure about that. Anything, that we talk about, just like they did with dishwashers, just like they did with cars, just like they did with internet, so many of these things that have been brought to the table, people are fearful of 100. And so, when we talk about these technology advancements, especially with AI, with collaborative robots, those of you that do join us in the metaverse, I have, a video playing about, the metaverse and about robotics and how, the Elon Musk and all these different companies that are already creating this. And if you guys remember earlier in the year, I shared with you about how China and some of these Asian companies, and even on the farm, were already utilizing these robots, where robots were cutting, cutting crops and already doing that. They're being used. So there is no going back. Just like when we talk about, this Web3. I mean, look at drones. That's a robotic. Think of how far drones are going, to where Walmart just had a commercial of the day to where they're about to start having drones deliver, your products. And so this is where we have to be able to understand that, the global trends that, understanding, as I mentioned, Asia dominates. Asia, China, Japan are leading the way in robotics. Not only that, growing investments, something I shared earlier. We have we earlier that I wanted to share with you guys all is that you have to understand is that right now, shall I say, is that McKinsey Global Institute. This isn't David. This isn't Tara. This is just facts of what they said. Predicts 400 million to 800 million jobs will be displaced globally by 2030 due to animation. Right. The World Economic Forum states that 75 million jobs be displaced. Right, by 2022, which you can see that already, but 133 million jobs, 133 million new roles could emerge. International Federation states that projects that the global stock of industrial robots to reach 38 million units by 2026. Okay, and that markets projected that the global service robotics market could reach 25.3 billion by 2025. That is next year, my friends. Okay, and so when we talk about this new technology of how these things are happening, we want you guys to know they're already happening. It's the question is, are you paying attention to how they're happening? Is the better question. And so really, this is where we wanted to bring these types of conversations to you guys, for you to understand how important it is for you to understand that, why aren't you implementing just the simple AI? Leah was able to figure out just a little bit about it, which, I mean, if you think about it, love, AI would be, the non-physical robot.
Yep.
Where robotics is the actual physical.
Yep.
And so we're moving from this non-physical, AI to this physical robot that can actually do these real tasks in real life. And a lot of people talk about, oh, well, I'm not sure about this AI. Well, I tell you what, how would you like to have an actual robot show up at your house, and it's able to you know it's able to do your dishes, it's able to do your clothes, your laundry. I'm more than certain a lot of people would not hesitate at having a robot do that for them I know I wouldn't, or even cook for them. And so, these are the things that we have to look at, especially as we move forward. And so, that's why we wanted to share these things with you guys all and really ask, what is holding you back from looking at this newer technology and even just paying attention to it just a little bit more closely. Like, you guys know that we talk about metaverse. Today, I discovered that Meta is coming out with this actual suit that you put on, or this vest that you put on, that has like the vibration, that has the actual volume. You literally can feel everything that comes through these virtual glasses. We shared with you guys 2 or 3 weeks ago about this Orion that Meta just came out with, that is, the AR VR glasses. So they're going to be a whole lot smaller, and you can actually see through these glasses, but you still can get into AR VR. And so this is where these newer technologies that we continue to bring to the forefront are impacting businesses, and businesses are already implementing it. And so, we want you to be able to fully grasp the capability of how, this AI, this robotics, this metaverse, and especially as the Hello LLC, we help businesses implement their foundation, help them implement their foundation, and help them with the actual systems and just the simple services to where you guys can be able to implement them in your business as we move forward. And so, with that being said, guys, look, you know, more importantly, come and join us tomorrow for our amazing brain candy, sweet treats for the soul. We're going to have an amazing conversation on simple, conversations for the mind, for the body, for the soul. We always dig deep into that, because a lot of the times we talk about business, but once again, as I shared with you guys earlier, the mindset, the conversation that you have with yourself, how you react, how you respond, right? How you do just the basic things with your programming, how you deal with your traumas, your dramas, your patterns, right? Your programs, and like Tara just said, right? Your processes. How are you dealing with that? Because everything that we talk about will not mean a single diddly squat if you don't have that machinery running, or that mechanic running, in the background of how, you're looking at these things. And as Tara said, not having your head stuck in the sun.
That part.
In the sand.
In the sand. Well, in the sun too. Yeah, you're blinded while you're in the sun.
Yeah, yeah.
So, no, I mean, it just comes down to understanding how, back to this conversation, we are to be in creation.
Yeah.
And we are moving into a timeline where we are not going to be held hostage doing all of these actual tasks that we have to mow lawn, do dishes, cook dinner. If that's something that you absolutely love and that's your creative mode, then by all means do it. But there's a lot of tasks that we do around the house that are not what we want to be doing. We'd rather be doing something else. We'd rather be, playing backgammon or something, with your time instead of mowing the lawn. And that's where right now, guys, you already have that. It's called an iRobot lawnmower, whatever that little lawnmower robot is. You don't want to sweep your floor, you already have that. You have this thing that's called a, what is it? It's an iRobot. That is an iRobot. I thought it was. Whatever it is.
You bring up a valid point. People talk about.
We're living with robots already. They just don't look like humans.
Yeah. I mean, real talk.
Yeah.
That's so true. People will be scared, and what it is, it's because it's changing the way that we work. Yes. And it's threatening to what it can do compared to what we can do. And let's just face it, it can do it a whole lot better.
Yeah.
And a whole lot faster.
Faster, better, smarter. I mean, let's not get mad about it though. It is what it is. So that's the name of the game. So
it just is what it is.
It is what it is.
At the end of the day.
and you want to be a part of our Pivot membership, the masterclass is $27. You can join our $27 Pivot Executive membership, jump in there, and you'll get a whole bunch of extra free goodies. So if you join our membership anytime between now and the masterclass, you'll get free access to the masterclass. You'll get an extra one-on-one. If you already know, our Pivot Executive one comes with one already, 30-minute session. So you'll get an extra one-on-one. We'll also do a personalized marketing plan for you for your holiday sales, as well as we will give you an extended slot in our QVC segment of 20 minutes. So everybody's getting about 5 to 7 minutes right now. You'll get an extended slot where you can come in, talk about what your product, services, or brand is, and be able to showcase that and be a part of the Hello QVC show that we're going to be doing. What day is that before holidays?
November 22nd.
November 22nd.
So it's going to be the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And what we'll do is we'll continue to replay that. We'll even play it on Black Friday.
Yes.
Right. We'll even play it, throughout the holiday seasons and things of that sort. And so anybody that also joins our Pivot membership at the $27 level will get access into this, as you just shared, or they can pay the $27 one time and just come to both sessions and still be a part of the actual Hello QVC event. And this is where we're going to show you how you can, craft these actual holiday sales. We're going to show you how you can implement and utilize AI for your social media.
This is the show you teach you.
Exactly. We're also going to show you how to utilize some of these AI tools for your social media that you should be implementing in your business. And like we said, you're going to be able to come on the 2nd, right, at noon Eastern Standard Time, November 2nd, or you're going to be able to come on November 9th at the same time, and come to both, because we know people are going to go over the information, get the information. You'll have a week, right, to start creating and start building. Then you can come back on the 9th and you can ask more additional questions. Well, hey, I did this and I kind of was getting stuck here. Well, this is going to be a live presentation. And guess what? This is also going to be in the metaverse. So those of you that are seeing us right now on our screen right now, you're literally going to show up in your avatar. Do not get crazy, worried, or beat yourself up, or, oh my God, I can't join this because I don't know, metaverse. Ask Leah, ask your grandma, ask a great grandma. If I can get grandmas to get into this, you can get into this. It's literally pressing a couple of buttons, less buttons than you do with Zoom, less buttons than you do with other 2D platforms, to where this is going to be able to show you how we're going to be able to pivot you and showcase your business in this metaverse world. And so definitely get your tickets. Go to our link in our bio, the hellollc.io, and really check out the amazing things that we have to offer for this masterclass. And once again, just get your one-time ticket, $27. That's 2 days for $27. You got to be joking me, right? That's 2 meals on average. Or just join our Pivot membership, where you also get a personalized one-on-one conversation with Tara and myself. And you also get the benefits of our Hello Pivot membership as well, that has an abundance of other goodies and treats that you can get every single month, including our AI MotionWorks, that you get one of those every quarter. One of those AI videos alone are at $197, right? So you join our Pivot membership, that's a give. You're literally getting 50% off of just that video alone. And so this is where we continue to share with you guys. We want more for you than from you at the end of the day. And why not join a membership platform that you can ask questions about what buttons to press? How do I do this? How do I do that? And we have a whole entire category of our actual membership that you can go in and watch videos. How do I set up my Google SEO? How do I set up, and monetize my actual business? How do I do this? How do I, set up my YouTube? How do I set up my TikTok? How do I do this for my business? And so literally, it's a guide that we can show you, teach you, or do it for you. And then if you want first class, you want a private, jet a package into our actual masterclass, definitely look at our upper echelon packages that we have as well, that's listed out from our VIP, where we'll actually do and create the actual flyers for you, where you don't have to worry about doing it at all. We'll do it. If you guys check out our social media, you see the amazing, work that we do. It blows my mind that when other people say, "Oh yeah, I can do that," and then they show their quality of work, I'm like, "Ooh, that's rough. That's rough." And it's not making them wrong or right. It's just that we choose not to invest and not understand that your perception and people's eye catching actual social media is key in today's society. We're all visual appealing people, and if you put out something raunchy or crusty and dusty and just then
Raunchy, crusty,
yeah,
dusty.
yeah, that's really not going to be your best foot forward. What you got on that, love?
Well, I think you said it, best. It's to each their own, but there are, a way. There's a where there's a will, there's a way. So we encourage everybody to come check out our amazing masterclass that's coming down the pipeline. It will be a very hands-on. You will get to ask questions. We might even just, show you how to do it right there, then and there. Again, with us, you're going to get a full package deal. And so we want to make sure everybody marks their calendars, gets their ticket, and better yet, take advantage of the Hello Pivot, where you get extra, extra secret sauce. It's like going to the restaurant and all of a sudden you order, today, for instance, I went to lunch with my mom. She wanted Thai food. So we went to, have Thai food, and it would be like me coming in and ordering drunken noodles, which is what I got. And then all of a sudden they come in and they got, oh, here's some soup, and here's a salad, and here's a free drink, and here's some fried rice, and here's a dessert. And oh, by the way, we had a little extra, Thai basil stir fry over here, so we wanted to add that to it, and you're like, but I didn't order any of this. Oh, no worries. It's on the house. We'll just give it to you. That's like showing up to the Hello LLC. You show up, you order a meal, and you get a whole bunch of other stuff that comes with it of value. And so jump in there, check it out. Go out to the Hello LLC. You'll see the big button there that says check out the masterclass, and you can go read about it and see exactly what you're going to get, exactly what we're going to go over, and go from there. But other than that, Mr. Jones,
you know the drill.
You do love,
kindness,
and integrity,
but most importantly,
commitment
and
consistency.
Until next time,
toodles!
We'll talk to you guys later.
Guys.
Miss Leah, did you have anything else you want to add?
Yes, I'm fired up. Toodles.
Absolutely.
I love it.
You guys make sure you come on Thursday for sure. Go ahead, Miss Leah.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, thanks, Miss Leah,